again, MGTOW. Welcome back to my truck. Today, we found ourselves okay, today we're somewhere in the Midwest. Anyways, this video is intended to clarify what MGTOW is, because now that our philosophy is spreading, there are a couple of guys out there. I'm noticing a couple of fairly new MGTOW channels. They're growing, they're good, they have good red pill content, but they're not spreading the philosophy as it was intended to be. MGTOW is not traditionalism. In other words, MGTOW is not meant as a rant against what the status quo is and the wishing of women to come back to ways that they were supposedly better in, like in the past. That's not what MGTOW is about. MGTOW, men going their own way. First of all, it's men, right? Then we have to be going our own way. Now, there's some room to play here. When we talk about someone going their own way, what does it really mean, right? Does it mean they're doing their own thing? Does it mean going where, right? They're going their own way, away from women, right? Away from a gynocentric society. Now, there's some people out there that they come into the manosphere, they watch a video, they listen to this word gynocentrism, and they don't bother to look in the dictionary, right? Gynocentric, centric meaning centered, right, on women, gyno, right, on the female sex, right? So the idea of MGTOW, the underlying, the idea, the basic principle of it is that we live in a gynocentric society. In other words, a society that has catered to the wishes of women at the expense of men. We sacrifice ourselves for the betterment of society, and women simply have not had to pay the same price. So when we talk about men going their own way, we're talking about guys moving away from this gynocentric system that oppresses and enslaves them. So if you're out here and you're selling supplements, like libido enhancing supplements in your website, right, in your MGTOW channel, then you're sending mixed signals, right? And whatever it is you're peddling or whatever it is you're selling is not MGTOW. It may be red pill, right? And I'm gonna get into the difference in a little bit, but it's not MGTOW, right? So what is the red pill? Red pill, okay? When a lot of guys discover MGTOW, right? They had this, it changes MGTOW, right? Changes your entire, for many of us, it changes the entire way in which you think about society and how it's structured. See, for a long time, many of us were sold this idea that, men of the past had enslaved the women, right? And that they were the weaker sex, and that we were privileged somehow. And so when we begin learning about MGTOW, right, and we begin learning about gynocentrism, the experience can be very similar to what this character, Neo, in the movie The Matrix, went through, right? A radical change in consciousness, a paradigm shift, if you will, right? That it just completely in which a man chooses to live his life from the moment he takes that first bit of information regarding gynocentrism until the end of his days. So that's what we call taking the red pill, right? That's why we make reference to this movie, The Matrix, right? Of course, you know, in The Matrix, Neo acquires some new superpowers as a result of swallowing the red pill, which is kind of like what happens too with MGTOW. Once you understand that society is structured in such a way as to cater to the wishes of women at the expense of men, and you no longer want to be part of that system, it's very empowering, you see. And so that's why we make reference to that movie. For those of you who do not, who up until this point were not aware of what the connection was. So that's the difference between being red pill and being MGTOW. Now, there are some guys out there that choose to be red pill but not MGTOW. That means they know about gynocentrism, right? They know that society is structured in such a way as to benefit women at the expense of men. But they don't want to walk away from women in any given degree, right? Or they do so at in a minor scale. Those guys are MGTOW on a low level, right? Level 1, level 2 MGTOW, right? Or they're simply red pill, right? If they choose to still pump and dump and deal with women. Now, there are some limits. If you are red pilled, right? You can be red pilled and still be married, right? In fact, it may have some beneficial effects in your marriage, if you can call it that, right? Because you can better understand the way in which your wife or significant other thinks, right? And you can give her the drama and the excitement that she craves or whatnot. So, and there are guys out there doing that. There's a guy, Red Pill Married, which puts out a lot of great content, and I strongly recommend you check out his channel. But you cannot be MGTOW and be married, because MGTOW is a level, like I said, away. We're moving away from women, right? We're moving away from more than women. We're moving away from a gynocentric society and from the system of enslavement, which we call the plantation. We call it the plantation for very obvious reasons. It's a system that is very similar to the colonial era system of enslavement of the past 500 years or so. Very similar system. We are, men are serving women, at the expense of even their lives sometimes, and for little or no or nothing in return. So you can be red pill all day long and be married, but you cannot be MGTOW and be married. The other thing is that there's another guy out there with a nice channel, a new channel, and he's getting a lot of subscribers, and I'm happy about that because the word is spreading around, and I love his style. He's got a congregation going and everything, but he seems to sometimes complain about the female nature, right? But with the underlying assumption that if women change and go back to the ways in which they were supposedly better in the past, we can deal with them. You see, and MGTOW is not about that. MGTOW, for many of us, even if the legal system changed, right? To the point where Uncle Sam offered, or governments in general, offered rewards to get together with women, right? To take a woman under your arm or whatnot, or into your house. Many of us MGTOW will still not go back to the plantation, and we won't do it simply because of female nature, which I will quickly here elaborate on. Right? Now, female nature. What is the nature of women? Number one, they are narcissistic. In many ways, they are stupid. Now, I wouldn't say they are completely stupid, and not all, of course, but many are, or they appear to be that way. I want to thank Professor Hugo de Garis for putting out his MGTOW content out there. And if you don't know who he is, check out his YouTube channel and check out his BitChute channel. Professor Hugo de Garis, mathematician and physicist. Very smart man. He's taken 100+ courses on mathematics and physics. A genius. Anyways, he tells us that on average, women's brains are 10% smaller than men's. But we also know that women's mental capacity for mastering language is greater than men's, right? And so we have a situation where women think they're smarter than us, and some of us think that we are smarter than them. And it's a matter of who can build and run society, right? Who can do what? So the question is up for debate. But it sure as hell appears that with their smaller brain, women are not as smart as men, generally speaking. So that's the other point of female nature. Next, women are narcissistic. They're self-centered, right? And if you don't know the story of Narcissus was in Greek mythology looking into a pond, and he found himself so beautiful. The image reflected on the pond, he found it so beautiful, right? His own image, that he ended up going into the lake and drowning because of it. And that's where we get the word narcissistic from. So women are very self-centered, which is no good if you're trying to work as a team and build up a society. They're also egotistical, and they are capricious. The word capricious means that they are likely to change moods at any given time, quickly, right? Quickly changing moods. Sometimes they appear foolish because of it. Clownish, in a sense. That's why we have clown world. That's why as we move toward a female-dominated society, or a society that's completely dominated by women, the rationale that once, the little rationale that we once enjoyed is quickly dissipating. So it appears that that we're living in a clown world. And I'm sure if you've watched any of the MGTOW videos out there, other established MGTOW have made reference to this topic. We live in a clownish world, clown world. Also, women pursue many things. They assume and presume many things. If you before in another one of my videos, that's not always the case, because the game of money is not a game of appearances. It's a game of control, and the people that have big money throughout the world aren't necessarily those who have those who dress the best. Anyways, I hope this clarifies things a little bit. I gotta make a couple of quick turns here sometime soon, and so I'm gonna let you go for now, but keep in mind that those differences. MGTOW is one thing, the red pill is another, and you cannot be MGTOW and be married, and you can also not sell libido enhancing products in your YouTube channel while at the same time claiming to be getting men away from the plantation. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.